Good morning, everybody. If you guys can hear me, give me a thumbs up, and we'll get started. Okay, great. Okay, so let's see here. What do we got first? First question. One of the main benefits of a sale-leaseback transaction would be A, the ability of the seller to deduct all his future rent payments as a business expenditure. B, you have the option to lease the property back after the termination of the lease. C, the liability to maintain the book value of the new prior. D, you can deposit it back with no objection. What do you guys think? Okay, A. So who here knows what a sale leaseback is? The answer is the ability of the seller to deduct his future rent payments as a business expenditure. Good. So what's a sale leaseback? You may know, what is a sale leaseback? What do you guys think? Hola, Kathy. Okay, what's a sale leaseback? What do you guys think? Who could tell me? Okay, so what I wanted to say, a sale leaseback, everybody ready? Is when the vendor becomes the lessee. When the vendor becomes the lessee. Do you guys know what I mean by that? The vendor becomes the lessee. Who knows what I mean by that when I say the vendor becomes the lessee? So what do I mean by that when I say the vendor becomes the lessee? Yeah, it means the person who sold it stays there and now becomes the tenant. Okay, next question. None of the following would automatically terminate an offer to buy real property except A, revocation of the offer by the offeree. B, an inquiry by the offeree as to whether the offer will accept different terms. C, rejection of the offer by the offeror. D, rejection of the offer by the offeree. Okay. The answer is D, rejection of the offer by the offeree. Oh, I hate these double negatives, don't you? None of the following and except. None of the following and except. What it should say is which would automatically terminate an offer, right? Okay, so you guys got to look for those double negatives. Who here can't stand those double negatives? Okay, move right along. Marco Melendez, can you explain about voidable contract for a child? Yes, it's voidable. I know what you're getting at. You're talking about when a minor signs a contract, is it void or voidable? Correct, Marco? So what the answer there is voidable. Many people think it was void, including myself when I first started. I started learning more, and the answer is voidable. Okay. So the reasoning is because when the person turns 18, they have the right to ratify the contract. The explanation of it could get rather complicated, but for your exam, it's super important that you remember when a minor signs a contract, it's voidable, not void. Okay, the duration of a listing agreement is A, 3 months, B, whatever is negotiated between the agent and the seller, C, whatever is negotiated between the broker and the seller, or D, 90 days. What do you guys think? Okay, and the answer is C, whatever is negotiated between the broker and the seller. Remember, it's the broker's name that goes on the contract, not the agent. Okay? What is a listing agreement? Who knows? Who here knows what a listing agreement is? What is a listing agreement? What do you guys think? What's a listing agreement? Okay, good, Brooke. It's a contract. Good. What kind of contract? Employment contract. Anna Rossi got what I was getting at. Good. It's an employment contract. That's at its core what it is. Is it bilateral or unilateral? Is it bilateral or unilateral? Is a listing bilateral or unilateral? Oh, good job, Anne. It was a trick question. Can be bi or uni. Anne Yarbrough deserves a big high five. Good job. So, Anne, what made you say it could be either? So, Anne got in and said it could be either. Why could it be either bilateral or unilateral? What do you think? Okay, so Anne and Lawanda got it right that it could be both. So, what do you guys think? How could it be bilateral or unilateral? Yes, it depends what type of listing. And honestly, it depends on the agreement just between the seller and the broker. Okay, so it doesn't have to be one or the other. An open listing example of a unilateral. Exclusive listings would be bilateral. Can you explain the difference between an agent and broker? The broker, in most states, not all, but most states, are the responsible party, the one that's legally responsible. And then the agent works under the broker. Okay, which of the following is an acceptable termination date for an enforceable exclusive listing of residential real property? A, 90 days after the listing agreement is signed. B, 90 days from the completion of construction. C, 3 days after notice of rescission of the seller. D, whenever the loan is funded. What do you guys think? Okay, which one of these have a definite termination date? Which one of those guys have a clearly defined termination date? That's what you guys got to think about when you see this question. All right. And the answer is A. Because we don't know when construction will be completed. We don't know when the seller is in. We don't know when the loan is funded. The only thing we know is when the agreement is signed. That's the only definite termination date there. Which of the following is created when possession and title do not occur at the same time? A, interim occupancy agreement. B, subordination clause. C, writ of execution. D, estate of sufferance. And the answer is A. Good. It's just a simple, like almost like miniature lease agreement between the buyer and the seller because one of them needs to stay after or leave a little bit before closing happens. Good job. Who could tell me the four essentials of a valid contract? Who could tell me the four essentials of a valid contract? Anybody? What are the four essentials of a valid contract? Okay, so you got the agreement, capable, lawful, and consideration. Agreement, capable, lawful, and consideration. Okay, some of you guys got to remember offer and acceptance and mutual agreement are the same thing. Offer and acceptance, mutual agreement, meeting of the minds are all the same thing. Okay, so don't get those confused. Those are just different ways of saying agreement. Okay, So you guys got agreement, consideration, lawful, and capable. Okay? Okay, moving right along. Which of the following statements about options is false? A, the option binds the optionee to the performance. B, a lease option is a unilateral contract. C, consideration must be given by the optionee, optionor. D, optionee does not have any rights in the land. What do you guys think? And the answer is, oh, we got a lot of different answers here. And the answer is A. The optionee binds the optionee to the performance. Okay, so an optionee, what does the EE word mean? Who knows? What's the EE word? Anything that ends with EE, what does that mean? What do you guys think that means? Anything that ends with the EE, what does it mean? Receive. Good. So they're receiving an option. By definition, an option means you do not have to do something. Okay, so when it says which option is false, the optionee binds the optionee. Well, by definition, what an option is, you cannot be binded. It goes against the whole, semantics of the word. So the optionee binds an optionee to performance would be the answer because that one is false. An option A gives the buyer a lien on the property. B results in a commission to the broker if the optionee does not exercise the option. C requires the optionee to complete the purchase. D keeps an offer open for a specified period of time. Okay. And the answer is D. Remember, it gives me an option. It puts that offer on the table. All you guys got this right, so we'll move on. And you guys got any other questions for me as we're here? Some of you guys already asked me some really good questions. If you have some more, just write them in. I'll see if I can answer them. A safety clause is found in A, loan broker statement, B, deposit receipt, C, listing agreement, D, lease. And the answer is C, the listing agreement. And you wrote question 2. I'm not sure what you mean by that. If you're referring to the second question we did today, I can't find that because it's all randomized on the program. Okay, next one. A contract which, according to the statute of frauds, must be in writing in order to maintain a court action for enforcement is A, the employment of a business opportunity to sell stock. B, the employment of a broker to exchange leases on a property zoned for retail. C, a bill of sale on real property. D, any agreement which is not to be performed within 1 year. Okay, so the answer is D. Okay, remember, not all things need to be in writing. Most things, but not all. And this is one of the examples that do not need to be in writing. Okay, statute of frauds has to do with time. What's the one that has to do? Oh, I already gave away. Statute of frauds has to do with the writing. I was going to say which statute has to do with time. Which statute has to do with time? What's the name of that one? Limitation. Good job. If a person obtains a contract through duress, the contract is A, void, B, voidable, C, valid, D, unenforceable. What do you guys think? The answer would be voidable. Okay, now keep in mind on this one, it seems pretty obvious. It's under duress, or you guys know if you're threatened, it's voidable. But when they ask you on your exam, it's not going to be this clear and simple. They're probably going to put it in the context of a really long word problem. So what I really want you guys to look for is that key word, threat, menace, pressured, anything that implies duress, because it may not say the exact word duress. Everybody got that? So I know a lot of people are like, oh, I got it. Duress makes it voidable. But keep in mind, they may not use the word duress. They may use something that describes duress. Okay? So I want everybody to look for that on your exam. Undue influence or duress applied to one party to a contract makes the contract A, void, B, voidable, C, unenforceable, D, invalid. Hopefully you guys all get this one correct super fast. And the answer is B, voidable. Good. A voidable contract is one which A, is valid now but can be voided by an interested party for due cause. B, is subject to disciplinary action. C, is binding on neither party and not subject to ratification. D, has no force or effect. And the answer is A. Good. Okay, it's valid now but can be voided later. Good. Look again at a few of the questions we did before. None of the following would automatically terminate an offer by real property except A, rejection of the offer by the offeror, B, revocation of the offer by the offeree, C, an inquiry by the offeree as to whether the offeror will accept different terms, or D, rejection of the offer by the offeree. What do you guys think? Let's see here. You guys have D. Good. The answer there would be D. Which of the following statements about options is false? A, consideration must be given by the optionee to the optionor. B, the option binds the optionee to the performance. C, a lease option is a unilateral contract. D, the optionee does not have any rights in the land. Here's the thing. B. Good. See, Marco Melendez got some question marks. What's your question? Maybe I can help you out. While you're writing that, the rest of us will look at this next one. A contract which, according to the statute of frauds, must be in writing in order to maintain a court action for enforcement is A, the employment of a broker to exchange lease on a property zoned for retail. B, any agreement which is not to be performed 1 year. C, the employment of a business opportunity to sell stock. Or D, a bill of sale on real property. Okay, good. Now we're all getting this right. Excellent. My question to you guys is money essential as part of a valid contract? Is money an essential part of a valid contract? Does money need to be exchanged for a contract to be valid? What do you guys think? Does money need to be exchanged for a contract to be valid? Okay, why not? A lot of you guys wrote no. Why not? Okay, good. No, because consideration can be money, but it could also be a lot of other things. All right. Okay, Marco wrote, can you explain about written contract and verbal agreement? Okay, so you guys could have verbal agreements. They're very uncommon in real estate, but remember, a lot of these questions are just about contracts, okay? They're not specific to real estate. So what they'll ask you is basic contract law here, okay? So one very big example they like to talk about, which is a verbal agreement, is when you eat at a restaurant. That's an implied contract. You sit down and you're good to go, okay? So that's a verbal contract. It's an implied contract. You can have those in real estate. You could actually list somebody's property without writing anything down. Now, it's horrible business practice and it's very almost impossible to enforce, but you could create an agency, find it, and it could be enforceable. Have I ever seen that before? No. But for your real estate exam, yeah, there could be oral contracts to that nature. Okay, moving right along. The buyer of a home was not informed the house was on a septic tank system. The buyer has the right to A, sue the broker for his license, B, remain silent, C, sue the title company for failure to discover the problem, D, rescind the contract. Okay, moving right along here. Good job, guys. In which of the following contract does one party agree not to revoke an offer for a certain period of time? A listing contract, B, an option, C, a ratification, D, a state for years. Notorious digital marketing asked by the previous question, we still be able to sue? Not if the contract was never followed through with. I mean, there's no consequence for the action. Now, difference is misrepresentation is a different story, like false advertising. But as per the septic tank being there, if they never suffered any consequence from it. Now, keep in mind, I'm not a lawyer, so just full disclosure. So if you're asking for real life stuff, ask a lawyer. Okay, moving right along. B, good. An option. Any advance fee contract used in connection with real estate or business opportunity listing must include all the following except A guarantee that the sale, lease, or exchange will be completed. B, the date the fee is to be paid. C, a detailed description of the services to be performed. D, the total amount of the advance fee to be charged. What do you guys think? Okay, B, the date the oops, sorry. Oops. Oh, did I mess up? Let's pretend that never happened, right, guys? Oops, I wasn't paying attention. Okay, a guarantee that the sale, lease, or exchange will be completed. Okay, so most of you, when you sign a listing, you're going to get commission, right? A percentage of the sale. But you are allowed to get just a set fee. You can get a set fee in advance. All right. So they pay you a certain amount in advance, whatever it is, okay, to do certain acts. Then it doesn't guarantee the sale. Okay. That doesn't guarantee the sale. You're getting performed to just basically put up signs, do whatever you promise to do for the money. Okay. So it's a different thing. Now remember, you can't guarantee the sale. All right. Because at the end of the day, you're only hired to find buyers. Remember? You guys are only hired to find buyers. At the end of the day, it's the owner who has the decision to make the sale of the property. Does that make sense? So you never could guarantee the sale. Okay? A listing agreement is essentially A, employment contract, B, unilateral contract, C, option to sell, D, purchase contract. And the answer is A, employment contract. Good. What listing requires an owner to pay a commission even though she sells the property herself? A, net listing, B, exclusive agency listing, C, open listing, D, exclusive right to sell listing. Okay, and the answer here, okay, the exclusive right to sell listing. Why? I saw some of you guys hitting B. Why is it, what's the difference between an exclusive agency listing and exclusive right to sell listing? What do you guys think? What's the difference between an exclusive right to sell listing and exclusive agency listing? What do you guys think? Okay, exclusive agency, the owner could sell it themselves and pay you nothing. Exclusive right to sell means you get paid no matter what. So which one of those two do you not need to prove that you're the procuring cause of the buyer? Which one of those two do you not need to prove that you're the procuring cause of the buyer? What do you guys think? Exclusive right to sell. Good. Excellent. The prospective purchaser may withdraw the offer at any time before the seller's acceptance an offer unless the offer states it's irrevocable. B, provide the offeree has breached the offer. C, provide the offer is not support deposited. D, for any reason. What do you guys think? Okay, the answer here is D. It's for any reason. Why? Because it's before the seller's acceptance. All right? Because it's before the seller's acceptance. So before the seller accepts it, you can withdraw the offer because the sky's not blue enough. It does not matter. For agreement, there's a three-step process. Who knows what that is? There's a three-step process for you guys to have mutual consent. Okay, so for two parties to agree and have mutual consent, there's a three-step process. Who knows what it is? What do you guys think? Offer, accepted, and communicate back the acceptance. Everybody write that. Offer, acceptance, communicate back the acceptance. Offer, acceptance, and communicate back the acceptance. Offer, acceptance, and communicate back the acceptance. Okay. I talk a lot about writing while we're here to keep things active. One of the strategies I did when I passed, which I built into this system, which I think works for a lot of people, is obviously I create different ways to learn, but I also created a worksheet that does not have any of the vocabulary words filled in. That was not by accident. Okay, so we have a ebook in there. We have like a vocabulary sheet with all the vocabulary with all filled in, and then there's also a worksheet that has none of the vocabulary filled in. The reason that's there because I want people to go through it and fill it in themselves. Why? Because writing it in is a great learning technique. It keeps you mentally active when you do it. It stops you from zoning out. Because a lot of people just want to stare at sheets and they zone out. Writing it in will help you stay focused. So what I really recommend is you guys have that sheet. You can print it out or do it on your computer, whichever way you want, and see if you can fill them out 10 at a time. In other words, fill out 1 through 10, okay? And then if you could do 1 through 10, then do 10 through 20, and then do 20 through 30. But don't move on to the next set of 10 until you could absolutely do the previous 10 cold turkey, no problem. After you could do all that, then you see if you could do 1 through 20, and then 20 through 40, and so on down the line, okay? But if you could do that, that'll make sure you really know the stuff. And that'll make sure you're not just memorizing certain questions or just certain words. Why is it bad just to memorize? Because you don't know if it's going to have the exact words that you memorize on the exam. If you understand the concept, you're okay. But if you just memorize it, you're really rolling the dice that the exact words you memorize will be stated as you memorize them on your exam. And that could be dicey. Okay? All right, what do you guys think of that? Think you guys could do that? I know it helped me pass. Most of what is built around what helped me pass because I really struggled with studying for this exam. I was scared of it. It was tough for me. I really had to work hard to get it done. So I used a lot of different techniques to help me get past, and I passed the salesperson and the brokers, and I wanted to share with you guys what helped me get past. That's why I think I'm good to teach this stuff, because I think somebody who did this really easily would not be able to share ways to pass as much as somebody who struggled, just like many of you guys are. And God knows I struggled with it. It was scary. Super scary. Okay, moving right along. All right. An optionor and an optionee make a contract for an option on a commercial piece of property. If the optionee decides to exercise an option, when must he perform? A, he can exercise an option whenever he wants. B, he must exercise an option under the terms of the option contract. C, he must exercise an option when the optionor demands it. D, he must exercise an option within 6 months under state law. Okay, the answer is B. Good job. Which of the following is not true about an option? A, the optionor can revoke the offer to sell during the designated period of time. B, the option rights are assignable unless otherwise noted. C, the optionee has no interest or estate in the property until the option is exercised. D, the optionor retains the money paid for the option even if unexercised. What do you guys think? Okay, and the answer is A. The optionor can revoke the offer to sell during the designated period of time. Okay, so remember the optionee has the option. The optionor does not. Okay, so if you purchase the right to buy my property and you have a year, so you give me like whatever, say, Joe, here's $2,000. For that $2,000, you cannot sell this property. And I have the option to buy it for the next year. Okay, I say, fine. So for this time period, I cannot sell that property. All right, because I accepted your $2,000. When you gave me that $2,000, it does not mean you have to buy it. It just means the option. Now, if you don't exercise your option, I'm not giving you back the $2,000 because you basically gave me that $2,000 to hold it for you. All right? That's basically what it was. Think of it like if you go to a store and you see a shirt you really like and there's only one left and you tell the store like, listen, I got to go look at the other stores, see if there's a different color. And the store says, we got to sell it. We can't hold it for you. And you say, all right, I'll give you $50. Hold this shirt here. Hold this shirt. Don't sell it to anybody else. Okay? And when I come back, I'll buy it. If I don't come back, you keep the $50. All right? That's what the option is. And you tell them at the end of the day, it's yours and you can sell it tomorrow. But today, don't sell this shirt. I'm going to give you $50. Okay. Oh, that'd be pretty messed up for the store to do that. Most stores just hold it for you. Okay. Usually a broker has, wait, so he said, look at it again, says the option or cannot. Yeah, the option or cannot do anything. It's the optionee who has the option. Okay, so just look at it a little more carefully and you'll see. Okay, usually a broker has a right to commission only on the basis of negotiations which he completes during the term of the listing agreement unless A, the listing involves the exchange of properties, B, he brings a court suit against his principal, D, the completion was during the protection period clause, or D, the listing agreement was liquidated, the listing agreement has a liquidated damages clause. The answer is C. Good. The completion was during the protection period clause. The protection period clause, that's a time period to close deals, okay, with buyers you've been working with during the term of the listing. It's not a time to find a new buyer. Okay, Anna Rosie, I want to look at this one again with you. It says, which of the following is not true about an option? Okay, so the option or can revoke the offer to sell. Remember, they can't do that. You may have missed this where it says not true, not true. So they can't do that, okay? The optionee has the right. The option or does not, okay? Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense there. So the person given the option, like with my shirt example, the store gave the option to come back when they took your money. All right, so an optionee receives the option or gives the option. The option or is not the one with the option. They're giving it. The optionee who receives it has that option. Does it make sense? Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. What do you guys think? All right. Which of the following would not make a contract voidable? A, duress. B, illegal purpose. C, fraud. D, undue influence. What do you guys think? Okay, the answer is B, because that would make the contract void, not voidable. Be very careful. Voidable and void. The legal purpose makes it void. The other ones make it voidable. All right? Tricky, right, guys? It's a little tricky, I know. All right. So with that being said, that's it for today, guys. So same time tomorrow, okay? So I'll see everybody tomorrow. And I look forward to that. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great day. And then we'll have the last session of the week tomorrow. Okay, thanks, guys. And I will talk to you guys soon.